Good morning, dear friends. Here we are, another study. Here in collaboration with Karnak Radio, I broadcast to you from Central Virginia in the United States of America from the Spirit Society of Richmond. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be with you. And today, another chapter from the book Calmness. In Portuguese is Calma, by the Spirit Emmanuel through the blessed mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. And guess what? Today we're going to talk about serenity and patience and learn with Emmanuel what you and I need to do in order to achieve that serenity and patience. And dear friends, who does not need serenity? Who does not need patience in today's time? And that's why we chose to bring these teachings to you from the book Calmness, because we are all in need of a lot of it during these moments of transition on the planet. And as we learn about how to achieve serenity and patience this morning, we can, as we're going to learn, we're going to be able to actualize our potential in the world, contributing to calmness all around us. Today's message brought to you by the good spirits. And of course, I'm just joking partially. The good spirits are always with us, inspiring us. So if you are inspired to be with me this morning, welcome. Or this night, or if you're watching this on demand, you're always on our hearts and minds. Please leave your comments, questions, concerns, and we are always here to serve you. We're always reading these teachings. We read your comments, we reply to them. It's always a blessing to be with you. Without further ado, today's message it starts with, in order to preserve one's peace, it is essential to be willing to judiciously keep attention on ourselves. If you want to achieve peace, preserve your peace, watch your own self. Conflict with unavoidable results can arise from the explosion of uncontrolled feelings. However, peace is not obtained without effort. First lesson of the day, are we keeping attention on our own feelings so that we can acknowledge them? We can ask the good spirits to help us, and then we can manage and control these feelings. Because if we have an explosion of uncontrolled feelings, as Emmanuel says here, we may incur in conflicts, will have results that were avoidable, right? Because we can manage and control our feelings. We may not have learned yet. We need to learn this as we are in childhood and adolescence and infancy, so that when we grow up to be adults, we can work on our feelings, whatever. He says here, no one has serenity that they have not built. Hence the imperative of surveillance of our own selves. So the lesson this morning is we watch what we think. We observe the emotions those thoughts create. We observe how we are dealing with those emotions, and we try to manage and control our feelings and emotions. Later, ideas will arise from those feelings and emotions, and ultimately action. And as I'm combining calmness with the book For in Life by also Emmanuel. So, dear friends, we need to build our serenity each and every moment of our lives, each and every minute. We are called upon building this serenity, because he says, no one has serenity that they not construct or build. It's not a pill we're going to take. It's not an exercise we're going to do. It's the cumulative effect in each and every observation and choice we make in our lives to be calm, serene, more patient. Therefore, I can interact with the world, you can interact with the world in a more peaceful manner, so that others around us can benefit as well. He says it's not about having any prevention against anybody, not have anything to do with anyone else, but about self-government. Let's think this through. We have control over what? Very little. We have control over our own actions, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Ultimately, everything that you and I do are under the governance of God. God allow us to have free will, and then we can control our own selves. I cannot change the neighbor. I cannot change my partner. I cannot change my children. We can mold, especially if children are young and under our responsibility, being millenary spirits, we can mold and help them have the control of their feelings. We can mold and help them grow by giving them certain experiences, but we can only control our own self. So it's about self-government. And if each and every one of us, the probably 7.5, 8 billion incarnate beings on the planet worked in self-government, imagine the environment around us, right? Because we affect the environment around us, we affect in both realms of life. He will say, for such an achievement of self-governance, it will be not fair for us to rank certain primordial obligations which are shown to us by the foundations of a tranquil conscience. Let us understand that we are placed in front of each other in order to improve ourselves. That's why we are here together. We are put in a specific family, in a specific place on the earth, with colleagues, cousins, family members, co-workers, acquaintances, so that you can prove yourselves. You are faced with circumstances where you are called to improve ourselves, and each and every being is doing the same all around us at all times. So if each and every one of us embrace this self-government, embrace this ability to build the serenity that we want to experience, imagine how much better living on the planet would be, and how much conflicts we would avoid, how much disturbance we would not create, and therefore slowly, day by day, minute by minute, year by year, hour by hour, we would slowly improve. And that's what's happening. Each and every generation improves, we grow, we return to the earth, we incarnate in other places, and everywhere we go, if we commit this morning to build our own serenity, the good spirits, rest assured, will be there helping us with inspirations and ideas. He will say here, let us embrace harmony initiatives without waiting for people to come to us to promote them. So it's about us. We commit to harmony. We commit to doing things that promote serenity and patience all around us without waiting for other people. And once we have that commitment, we have a clear conscience and we're doing something that promotes the goodness of all, then the good spirits will come and help us. We don't wait for others. You have an idea of something you would like to share about the good news of Christ. Is it helping people? Is it hurting others? If it's not hurting anybody, and if it's giving of your time and effort and resources to improve the goodness of all, pray that God gives you the inspiration to actualize that in your life, to actually come to life on that creation. Move forward. Don't wait for others to do it. It's up to you to do what God allowed you to do in this lifetime. And he says here, for the mistakes of others that clearly concern us. Remember, sometimes we focus on the mistakes of others. What do? He says, let us examine our own mistakes with the sincere resolution to correct them. So it comes down to, instead of worrying about all others are doing, we focus on our own mistakes. How can I improve? How can I focus on self-governance? How am I feeling today? What are these feelings triggering me? Therefore, you can be the agents of goodness everywhere we go. Let us not get upset with the work that life entrusts to us, since through work, we will achieve fair promotion on the scale of life values. We were placed on the earth in order to improve ourselves, in order to do good, in order to co-create with God. We have the choice to co-create in goodness each and every day. So let's not be bothered when life throws work at us, because God trusts that you're going to have the resources, we're going to have the ability to fulfill that work in this lifetime. We must not forget that efficiency does not harmonize with hurriedness, with being in a hurry, but it will not be seen without the support of diligence. So, do not be in a hurry. Be mindful, be diligent, be efficient with your time. There's only so many minutes and hours left for us in this lifetime. Only God knows when we're going to return to our true home, and we want to live with the certainty that we'll fulfill the majority of our reincarnatory plan on this earth. So, efficiency, but not hurriedness, not hurry, diligence, diligence, and discipline. He says here, it's important to remember that our years can be transformed into extinguishers of evil whenever evil seeks us. And I made an emphasis on my translation here because nowadays we need to be mindful of our people coming to us to share things that are not constructive. Your ears can be transformed into extinguisher of that evil. That person is not yet aligned with the divine laws because Jesus, as our guide and model, was not out there gossiping about others. God does not want us to be talking bad behind people's backs. So if someone is coming to you and you heard it, you can be the extinguisher of that news and you can encourage that person to see the other as a child of God. Focus on seeing what's good in that person. If evil is seeking us for our mouths, we are compelled to say something bad about someone, to complain about someone's shortcoming. Remember, what we just said, we need to focus not only of the mistakes of others but our own mistakes. If we are the ones sharing those, we need to be mindful and extinguish the evil before we are able to. Don't share on your social media things that are of negative manner. Definitely do not share gossip about others, fake news about things. Let's be the extinguishers of evil. If it arises on us, unfollow, hide. You don't have to be. You can triage the news you receive, the information you receive from others, and not be the ones sharing and propagating the evil. We have to be actual agents on our own transformation and our self improvement. So before maybe we were able to talk about others, now we are able to share negative things about others. And Emmanuel is saying here, our ears, our eyes, our mouths, that's my addition, can be transformed into extinguishers of evil. Let's not spread it. Let's spread goodness. Let's share the good news. Millions and billions of people all around the world are out there helping in their communities, donating to food banks, reaching out to the homeless, reaching out to women's shelters and abused people's shelters. They're helping their loved ones. They're coping with things that you and I cannot imagine in refugee camps, areas of war, poverty. We need to focus on those good workers, those invisible workers that not necessarily are present in our social media and in the news that focus so much on the negative. Let's be transformed in the extinguishers of evil. Let us accept the reality that our neighbor does not have our training. He or she have had different life experiences, different incarnations in different places. They are in their own evolutionary moral scale, and so are you. They don't know the good news of Christ. That's okay. We need to know how to respect each creature in the position in which him or her finds themselves. So Emmanuel is saying, let's accept the reality that we are all different. Accept the reality we are in different evolutionary paths, and let's respect each and every creature. And he ends this chapter by saying, in short, serenity is not a spiritual acquisition that takes place in a touch of magic, but through the often hard and rough work of patience in action. So, dear friends, nobody's going to come with a wand, Harry Potter wand with a spell and allow you to be serene. There's no pill, there's no fast way of achieving serenity. He's saying here is a spiritual acquisition that comes through hard and rough work of patience in action. That's you and I seeing each other as they are, as the children of God that they are, with the potential of being the divine being that they will one day be, and so will we. And then we focus on our self improvement, on our own work of growing, improving ourselves, being diligent, being efficient with our time, doing things in the right manner, the right time, with the right people. So let's accept that you and I need serenity and patience in our life, and we'll achieve it because we need to build it in each and every day. And dear friends, I hope that you can be with me again. Remember, we meet every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please go to our social media pages, like our channels on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth, because by doing that, you may be helping someone else out there who is in need of serenity and patience. And what a better way to learn about serenity and patience and all the other chapters of the book Calmness by the Spirit Emmanuel through the blessed mediumship of Chico Xavier than sharing these teachings, right? We all need it. I hope, dear friends, that I'll have the honor to be with you again when we return in another week. Until then, many, many blessings. Have a great day. Have a great evening. I'll see you soon.